Greetings, everyone. We're finishing up the week of the first funnel, and I got to tell you, it's been a very busy week that we've all experienced. I was on a committee bill, House File 2191, that basically would allow a person that was sentenced to life that had served 35 years in prison, that they could be considered eligible for sentence commutation. And I got to tell you, the bill had bipartisan support, and it was powerful to hear the messages of one individual that got out because he was a juvenile when he was sentenced, and then we made changes to that law. But an older gentleman, and it was very emotional. But what's really sad is the majority party did not let the bill go forward. I think it would be a good thing. You know, and that idea that it's called corrections, I don't know if that's actually adequate anymore. I think it's like lock them up, throw away the key. So, but anyway. I'd also mention too later today, I know this is of great interest to a lot of Iowans, the bottle bill. We will be in discussions in Commerce today on that. There is a bill that's been drafted, and then there are others that are saying they don't want anything done. So I know a lot of you have really expressed your concerns with how the bottle bill is today, and there are improvements that need to be made. So hopefully we can do something.
Hi everybody, so I continue to follow up with DNR and the housing issues in our parks, and I'll keep everyone abreast to that information as we get more. This week was funnel week, like Bob said, and very busy, but one of the fun bills that I was able to work on this week and excited to pass through committee this afternoon is a hearing aid bill for our youth. That bill, we're going to put some increased money for families that can purchase those hearing aids. Those are very expensive. They have Bluetooth hearing aids for some of the students now. So they really are moving, really advancing in that, and that's preventing our children from having to have learning disabilities as they grow up. And so it's really a great bill. So I'm looking into that, and I'm also going to explore ADA money for those families for hearing aids as well. So that's been kind of a fun project that I'm working on right now, and I'll keep you guys updated on that as well.
Hello everybody. Three of my committees were quite active this week, starting Monday night with Ag. We had a solar bill in Ag, of all places, and I spent until about 10 o'clock Monday night helping to kill that bill. So that was one that we've talked before about. Sometimes the best things we do is keep bad things from happening. So pretty happy with that. And then in IT and economic growth, IT continues to work mostly in a bipartisan fashion, although there was one bill that we couldn't all get agreement on. It'll move ahead, but it will not affect us negatively. It had mostly to do with Polk County. And then in economic growth, we have the governor's workforce development bill, which is quite problematic. It's a 73-page bill. It has a number of recommendations that are not workable. They just won't work. So that will go through onto the floor with many promises about how it's going to be improved. So a little bit concerned about that, but we'll keep working on it. Then, as you may know, the tax bill was passed here in the House last night. For me personally, it's going to be good because I have a pension that will, if this passes all the way through, will reduce my taxes. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to work for the long run. I don't think it's long-term viable. And the other issue for me is that it's not helping the people who need the help. And in fact, we represent people who are very low income, and we want to help them. Also, we help people who don't turn out to the polls, and we still need to be responsible to them. So we all were not in favor of that bill, even though it would probably benefit all four of us personally. So hope you all have a good weekend and stay warm.
Well, as you can tell, it's been a really busy week here. For me, the name of the game this week has been cybersecurity. Representative Williams has kept me busy on the IT committee, but it's been a thrill to really dive in to see where our lapses are in Iowa. When we talk about malware and ransomware, it was baffling to see that Iowa had no legislation on code to protect consumers. And so one thing that we're looking at is increasing penalties, or actually putting in place some penalties for those who take over individuals' computers and then demand ransom or being paid to allow that data or that computer technology to go forward. Another thing that we're looking at addressing is consumer protections when it comes to data breaches by large corporations. For me, the one thing that is so important is that we look at the penalties for an individual and the penalties for a corporation. In Iowa, like the rest of our nation, we have a trend in which we tend to penalize the individual more harshly than we do the corporation when corporations violate the public trust. And so as we dive into this, I look forward to keeping you up to date as to how that legislation goes forward. We'll keep busy next week working for you, and I look forward to talking to you again next week. Thank you.